Hey guys, so in addition to just talking about the lick itself today, what I wanted to go over is sort of one of my central philosophies of how I made this up, which was planning ahead and figuring out what my fingers should be doing before they actually do them. And the reason I talk about that is because it's something that my students have had some issues with lately, where you'll be perfectly fine through part of an etude or a lick or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you suddenly get discombobulated, and most of the time, it's because of the fact that what you thought was the only way to do something was obviously not the only way you could be doing it. Let me explain. So, this starts with the first inversion of the C minor triad arpeggio. So, it would be 11, 8, 8, 8. And as you've seen me do in the past, when I do something like harmonic minor, I'll go, and then I'll drop down 1 fret to get that sort of vibe to it. This time, though, I don't play the whole sweep on 3 strings. So I'll do, and this will be in 16th notes. So I'll be, and once I get to this point, I slide up to the second inversion, and this is where my planning ahead comes into play here. So what I'm going to do is take part of the C harmonic minor scale and add it into my run that I started with the arpeggio. So normally that would go, if I was going to do it regularly, but I want to end this by doing this. By 11, 10, 11, 8. And obviously, that's a huge problem if I want to go down and use my pointer here. It gives me a really weird, just, you don't want to be doing that because it's just such a tongue twister in finger form. So the solution to that is to utilize sliding with the pinky. So how I'll do this? 15, 11, 13, 12, 13, 15. Slide down to 11, 10, 11, 8. You notice that when we slide from here to here, you have so much hand space and so many free fingers. It becomes easy as that. As opposed to, again, I'll do it the original way. And that just looks so weird in my hands, and I'm twisting my wrists and doing all this crazy crap all over the place, and there's just no reason to do it. Anyway, moving on from when we get to, I slide up and do a 6-string sweep of the second inversion. Simple enough. We go down, play a major starting on the 13th fret, so that'd be 13, 10, 11, 10. And then we get the harmonic minor in again. And this is what I was originally doing. And you'll see that my original way of doing the harmonic minor would be followed by me doing a third inversion, which leads with the pointer finger on the 15th fret. But if I'm doing that and ending with my pointer finger on the 7th fret on the high E, then I have to jump all the way up here to do it again. That just doesn't make much sense at all. So what I decided to do instead was utilize hammering on and pulling off. So I would go and then move down to my B, and you can see when I use my ring and my middle to do that second part, my pointer is already primed to slide up to that third inversion that follows suit. So be alright. So following on from that, when we get up to the third inversion, normally I would do all triplets and just, but this time we're going to go up in triplets and then go down in 16ths. And this is the one part where I semi-break my own rule, and I use my ring to transfer from here to here. Because for me, it's very uncomfortable to make a diminished stretch of 3 frets with my middle and pointer fingers. That just doesn't work well for me. If it works better for you, I would recommend doing that. But like I said, you know, do as I say, not as I do. So I'll go down into the 16th. I raise my ring up to the 16th fret. So we're going to be doing an obvious diminished shape there. So that would be hammering on the 16th, pull off on the 13th, hammering on the 16th, tap the 19th, go down 3 frets in a similar diminished shape, do that again. That'd be great. And that's how you do it. So, and then after that, again, semi-break my own rule again here, but there is really no way to avoid it at times. So my pointer stays on the same fret, but I'm going to move down to the A string, play that second inversion again in triplets as my dog barks outside the window. She can wait. Okay, so we're going to go up fully in triplets there. So 10, 15, 13, 12, 13, 11, 15, 11, 13, 12, 13, 11, and then we hammer on and pull off. Okay, so one more time. Do 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 do. Hammer, na na na. So 15, 11, 15, 16 with the tap. 15, 11. And then we move down to what the standard diminished sequence would have been, which would be 10, 7, 10, 13, 10, 7. Now you're probably wondering, well, why did you go in such a weird order that time ago? Well, you think to yourself, you know, we started up here. You can continue to go through your own runs that go in the diminished shape without having to go directly through them. And I mean, I'm sure you know that. But the thing is that I don't think that's something people do enough of. As my camera goes out of focus when I'm trying to explain something important. You'll have that. Anyway, so it's okay to divert from your personal path at times. So you can go, oh, but I want to go up and rephrase this. So maybe as opposed to diminished, I want to go back to minor. I'm like, oh, cool. But you notice I tap the 16th fret, and that'll still work for the diminished sequence. So that phrasing ends up evening itself out to include both minor and diminished shapes. And here's a rule of thumb in terms of whether you want a diminished shape to be in an arpeggio sequence you're doing. I'm not even going to go theoretical on you with this. So let's say I'm at the 16th fret, and I'm going to play 16, 13, 15, 16, and back up. If I play the second inversion shape of whatever the fret below that is, so since I was on 16, let's say I move down to 15. I play that second inversion. That is going to work no matter what. And by that same token, if you move up a fret and play a third inversion shape of whatever you're doing, that's going to work too. For example, when I was up there doing this, or this, you notice I'm on the 19th fret at the highest. If I do that, I move my pinky up, I play the third inversion. That stays in the key of C. It makes it C harmonic minor, but you add the diminished shapes to go along with the standard minor shapes. Anyway, so moving back towards the lick itself, so we have and this is where things get really tricky. This is fully legato, no picking whatsoever. So this is going to be all triplets. I start on the 11th fret, so I go. So be 11, 10, 8, switch to pinky, 10, 8, 7, down to B, 9, 8, 6. 8, 7, 5, 7, 5, 4, 6, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. And then we switch back to standard 16th notes. Ascend in a diminished pattern. End on C. And if you want to add it in, we just do one more third inversion at the end. So yeah, there's a lot to take in, but what I want the basis of this lesson to be is to plan ahead. If something's not working right and you realize that maybe one of your fingers is just sliding way more than it should be, 9 out of 10 times there's a way that you can fix that and make that lick easier for yourself. So I just want you to go through a more, what I like to call the 3 scientific points of playing guitar, which is biology, knowing what your hand can do as a human, psychology, thinking about what your hand can do, and philosophy, knowing why your hand should be doing this and why it'll work when you do it. All right, so just focus, again, like I said, just focus on keeping your hands in an economic position and moving them from place to place in the way that seems like it would make the most sense. If you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of me whenever you want. I'd be happy to answer anything you'd throw my way. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.